Hi, I'm Richard Manley, and I'm running for mayor of Longview. You know, I've served on the council for over 5 years, and we spent the last 18 months, I've worked with the city council and the city management and over 30 of your fellow citizens to develop Longview's comprehensive plan. It's a visionary document that looks in 10 to 20 years into the future and says, what do we want our city to look like for our kids and for our grandkids? How can we make Longview a better place to live? For example, we're walking in downtown Longview here this morning. The Longview Comprehensive Plan calls for the use of economic incentives to bring more vitality, more restaurants, places for you to bring your family in downtown Longview. The same is true for I-20, with redevelopment monies, economic incentives to be used to help revitalize South Longview and I-20 also. And then there's the Parks Master Plan. The comprehensive plan calls for the completion and connection of all our north-south and east-west trails so you could traverse the entire city on a bicycle, walking up and down these parks and trails. So if you believe in the comprehensive plan, please support the comprehensive plan to make Longview an even better place to live. And let's lead Longview forward. Thank you. So today we're going to talk about who Richard Manley is, right? And why I want to run for mayor, why I want to be your mayor, and what that means to you. So let's just talk about my background, where I grew up. I grew up in a small town in West Alabama, but let me back up from that and say I was born in Quantico, Virginia when my daddy was serving in the Korean War. And we came home to Alabama, and my daddy and my mama, who were the first in their families to both to go to college, came back home and went to University of Alabama, and daddy got his law degree there. And mama got her teacher's certificate, and we moved to Demopolis after they finished in Tuscaloosa and started our family. And it's a great place to grow up, or it was a great place to grow up. Very similar place to Longview, same kind of people there, real sense of community, pride in the community. I think someone could move from there to here and here to there and feel very comfortable. There's a lot of similarities in the people. It's probably one of the reasons why I like Longview so much. So we grew up there all through high school, my sister and I. Mom and Dad were real examples to both of us of what it means to get an education, be grateful for that. Again, both of them first in their families to ever go to college. And they instilled in us a real sense that education is the key to your future, and then take that education and go as far as you can with the gifts that God gave you. And we certainly saw our parents do that and work hard. And be successful through their own hard work, because they certainly weren't given anything. And besides the encouragement that our parents gave us, they didn't give us really anything either. We went out and got our education just like I did. I went to Vanderbilt, but I went on a scholarship that came from the U.S. Marine Corps, and served my time in the Marines after college, and that was a good experience. And I served most of my time in the Western Pacific and off the coast of Iran and the Indian Ocean, and a lot of very good friends that are still to this day that I met both in the Marine Corps and at Vanderbilt. And so after college, I moved to California and got started in my business career and was hired by a medical company, a big medical company. And I'll talk more about my business career in the future, but let me just say that my wife and I, 30 years, Carol, are very proud of the 3 children that we have. My oldest son, Richard III Tripp, lives in California. He's a chiropractor. Number 2 son, Winston, graduated from Spring Hill here in Longview after we moved here, and is in the oil and gas business in Houston. And baby girl Shannon is a senior at Texas A&M in the business school, and just accepted a job with IBM in Austin in their software marketing division. So Carol and I are enjoying the whole empty nesting life. We love our kids. We love it when they come home. Most of all, we love living in Longview. You couldn't pull us out of here with wild horses. We love it. So today we're going to talk about my business experience. Coming out of the Marine Corps in 1981, I interviewed with a lot of different companies and settled on a large medical manufacturing company and worked for them for 4 years. It was American Hospital Supply, big international manufacturer, and I learned both operations and sales in that experience. And I also realized that I wanted to own my own business someday. So I sought out a gentleman by the name of Dale Ballard, who started another company, had taken that company public and sold it, and had started a new company. And I hired on with him, moved to Denver, met my future bride, Carol. And that was a fabulous experience. Startup company, went public at $5 a share, sold out at $130 a share. 7 or 8 years later when I left as Vice President of Sales, and we'd grown that company from basically nothing to $75–80 million in sales. I took that money and in 1993 moved to Arlington to buy my first business, and it's been a great experience all the way through from then until now, selling products that not only help people, obviously in the medical industry, but also we're really focused on saving lives, open heart surgery, neonatal medicine, products that had come right off the battlefield and we were taking into the ambulances and the emergency rooms of hospitals. Really, it has been enormously rewarding over the course of my career. And when we sold that company in 2009, I had the opportunity to, and the time, to run for public office, which I'd kind of always thought I might do. So I ran for City Council in 2010. I've been serving for the last 5 years. I think my business experience of running large companies, multi-million-dollar companies, hundreds of employees, will directly correlate to being mayor of a city of going on 100,000 people with employees numbering 800 and a budget of $165 million. I've got the time to do it. I've got the business expertise I think will make me a real fine mayor, and I look forward to that opportunity. As a former Marine Corps officer, I'm proud to tell you about a new project here in our beautiful city of Longview. It's here at Teague Park in the Veterans Plaza. Brought to us by the Veterans Recognition Foundation, they intend to replicate every war memorial that currently exists in Washington, D.C., right here at our Veterans Plaza. A couple of months ago, I had the pleasure of being part of the dedication of the first monument, an 80-foot high flagpole with a beautiful 60-foot American flag at the top. We're underneath that beautiful flag, standing atop what will be the Vietnam War Memorial. If you've ever been in Washington, D.C., you know what a powerful monument that is. This one will be also. This is just another example of our community members working together with our city here at Teague Park to bring to Longview what will be a special place for our veterans. So please support VeteransRecognitionFoundation.org with your time and your money. Thank you. Our sales tax revenue for the last 3 years has been higher than Tyler's. Our net worth is higher per person than Tyler's. And our average income is higher than Tyler's. So tell me how that means Tyler's kicking our fanny. I just don't buy it. Folks, when we decided to move to East Texas, we looked all over. And we looked at Tyler. And we looked at Longview. And we chose Longview. Let's leave this whole Tyler envy behind. Let's look at all the great things that we have. Look for ways to unite. Be proud of our city. I'm Richard Manley, and as your mayor, you have my commitment that we will run our city like we run our businesses and homes, conservatively and with common sense. We will tackle our crime problem with a comprehensive approach, and I will be a steady, experienced hand who listens first and acts second. We will foster a sense of community pride for all residents, regardless of whether you were born here or chose to become part of this great city. Together, we can continue to lead Longview forward for years to come and leave our children an even better city than we were given. Will you join me?
We believe Longview wins with a full-time mayor
who can be an advocate for Longview.
We know Richard Manley's background is rich with team leadership.
From the Marines to business ownership to city council.
We see Richard Manley building consensus constantly
as he brings people from all walks to the table
and finds equitable solutions.
Please join us in voting for Richard Manley for mayor.
And let's lead Longview forward. Thank you. I'm Richard Manley, and I'm asking for your vote and your confidence to be your mayor. Our family chose to make Longview our home, and since then, I've been actively involved in this great community. I serve in my church, on many civic and nonprofit organizations, and as a senior leader on the City Council, and now I'm ready to be your mayor. Visit our website, richardmanley.net, and there you'll see how different the choice really is. There is a clear difference, and you do have a distinct choice for mayor. Together, we can lead Longview forward.